Good morning, Felicia.
Good morning, Jeff.
Where in the world are we today?
We are in downtown Winter Garden in Central Florida.
And what are we doing here?
Well, a couple things we're going to do today. So first of all, we're going to just kind of explore downtown Winter Garden. This is a great little quaint town that mostly independent stores and shops and restaurants, a couple little smaller chains. But then there's a second part because it's a Saturday morning.
Yeah, on Saturday mornings throughout the entire year from, I believe, 8 a.m. till 1 p.m., they run a farmer's market. It's actually a lot more than just your traditional farmer's market, so we'll have to take a quick walk over there and show you what it's all about.
Chocolate cheesecake with regular milk, Guys, so I'm here with the thing that I love most on Saturday mornings about the Winter Garden Farmers Market. This is my banana chocolate cheesecake iced coffee from Black Brew Brothers. So it's an independent coffee maker here in downtown Winter Garden, only here for the farmers market, and this is the only place I've ever found this coffee. It tastes exactly like a banana split. They also have like roasted coffee. You can buy bags of beans. They have some different teas with lemons and different fruit infusions and those kind of things as well. This was a 20-ounce iced coffee for $8, which is a little on the pricey side, but I promise you, you will not regret this $8. This is the best $8 I've spent today. Only guess what, guys? I didn't even have to spend it. Thank you so much to our friend Shauna for donating to our Buy Me a Coffee account. So I did buy a coffee on Shauna. So this is a gift from Shauna. Jeff is going to use his Buy Me a Coffee credit for a Monster or a Coke later, because the reason we don't trust him is because he doesn't drink coffee. Just keep that in mind. If you would like to buy us a cup of coffee, we're going to throw the link to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee in the description box below. Feel free to do that, and we'll give you a shout out on camera. Again, guys, Black Brew Brothers Coffee at downtown Winter Garden Farmers Market is the way to go on a Saturday morning.
Behind me underneath the pavilion here is what you would think of as the traditional farmer's market, where they're selling fruits and vegetables that are all locally grown. We have some shots throughout the rest of the area where it's all the little tents and vendors selling food and crafts and other things like that. But like I said, look for the big pavilion if you're actually looking for the traditional farmer's market. And attached to the pavilion are some bathrooms if that's something you need after drinking one of those large coffees that Felicia just had.
And I was going to do So guys, I really can't say enough about the number of vendors and the variety of vendors that are here at the Winter Garden Farmers Market. There are probably, if I had to take an estimated guess, about 100 vendors here. And they're spread all over this this part of Winter Garden. Everything that you could imagine in the area of food. Everything from pot pie to paella and just everything in between. There are bakers with fresh bread. There are people with jarred and canned salsas and things like that. Fresh coconuts with drinks made inside them. So like if you want a food, it is probably here. In addition to that, artists, musicians, clothiers, so like little things of clothing and custom bags, jewelers, plants, 3 or 4 different kinds of coffee. Usually, this, I mentioned earlier that this is my go-to on Saturday morning, but Axum Coffee Shop, which is located here in downtown Winter Garden, also has a tent out on Farmers Market Day. So if you are looking for anything at all, souvenir-wise, if you are looking for food, if you are looking for something to take home with you that's prepared food that's jarred, if you're looking for organic meats and vegetables and eggs and those kind of things that are raw, you can buy those things here as well. So if you are looking for it, it probably exists at the Winter Garden Farmers Market on Saturday mornings from 8 to 1. So as I've mentioned a couple times, you can get just about anything here at the Winter Garden Farmers Market. Behind us is one of the many, many stalls that are catered toward your pet. And it should be noted too that not only are pets welcome here, but people are encouraged to bring their pets. We've seen a ton of dogs walking around. There are about 3 around me right now. So a lot of people are bringing their dogs, super well behaved. Just make sure it's on a leash and make sure that it's not reactive or aggressive toward other dogs, but otherwise totally welcome to bring your pet with you.
All right, here I am at the Central Florida Railroad Museum. It is located right at the end of the street where the farmers market is at. We forgot to mention earlier that there is a free parking garage that is located literally right next to the farmers market. 7 days a week it is free to park there, so it's not that hard to find parking. It can get a little crowded, but there's free street parking as well. But anyway, back to the museum. Railroads are one of my favorite things. Unfortunately, there is no longer a railroad that runs through Winter Garden. There is right down the center on Plant Street, and we'll show you a little bit later where the railroad used to run. They've actually turned it into a hiking, biking, walking trail that's 22 miles long called the West Orange Trail. So behind me is one of the old train depots. It was built in 1913, but a number of years later, after the train went away, they turned it into the Central Florida Railroad Museum. It is limited hours, but it's free to get in. They take donations. Make sure you sign the little register because they like to know how many people have visited. But let me go inside and show you a quick tour before we head on to our next destination. One thing I'm throwing into the middle of the day here, an atypical thing for a tourist destination, but I'm about to head inside here to donate some blood. I will spare you the graphic scene there, and I will be back in a few minutes to show you my boo-boo. Alright, I finished up with my appointment earlier, got my boo-boo covered up, and they even gave me this fancy shirt to go along with this festive season. And because they stole some of my blood, I should probably replenish that. Felicia and I are going to see if we can find some place to eat. Behind me here is the Plant Street Market, along with a couple other businesses like the Crooked Can, which is just alcohol, but there are places inside that you can get something to eat. It's pretty busy because it is the farmers market Saturday, so we'll see if we can find something. If not, we'll go elsewhere in town and see if we can get something to eat.
although there are a ton of things to eat in Plant Street Market, it was super crowded. There are long lines. As we mentioned before, Jeff just gave blood, so we were kind of hoping to have someplace that we could just sit and relax for lunch. The pizza place that we used to love, Winter Garden Pizza Company, is actually closed. It closed over the summer. We do have a go-to Mexican restaurant here called the Whole Enchilada, but we thought we'd try something different today, so we're going to try out Mangione Pizza. Pizzeria. It's got some other stuff in there too, so we'll take a look at the menu, we'll give it a try, we'll let you know how it is. Can we get a classic cheese pizza and an Italian salad? That's it. So we settled on a new to us pizza place called Mangione, and we ordered the Italian salad and the cheese pizza to split. It is different artisan pizzas, lots of different appetizers, those kind of things. So we're gonna try it, let you know how it is. All right, here's the pizza. Oh, really good pizza. Really good. And the salad, lots of goodies on the salad too. Like, it's a big salad with a lot of stuff in it. So what do you think about lunch?
It was very good. That pizza was excellent, one of the better ones I've definitely had. And salad was salad, but it was definitely good.
Yeah, for sure. No, the pizza was like a brick oven kind of pizza, which is basically what you get in Florida. You're not going to get like a really good New York style crust or anything like that here. But the pizza, the flavor of it was really delicious. It was a little bit crowded. Service was a little slow, but they were working hard. They were a little bit short-staffed. There's a help wanted sign in the window. The only thing I would say is when we first walked in, it was a little confusing about what to do, because you order, then you pay, then you sit down and they bring you your food. So it was like not really clear when we first came in. We figured it out fairly shortly, but just kind of, if you're going to come here, just take a look around when you walk through the door. You'll figure it out in a little bit of a hurry.
Right, and a little on the pricey side. Not too bad. It's a little over $40 for a small pizza, the salad, and a couple of drinks. But I think definitely worth it because it was good quality food.
Yeah, and you're going to pay that in downtown Winter Garden at a sit-down restaurant no matter where you go.
Yeah. And I've replenished my blood supply, so now we can move on and see what's next.
Awesome. Okay, so right behind me you can see the Winter Garden City Hall. I'm going to go into a little bit of the history about Winter Garden. I know you're disappointed about that.
If we have to.
It's a necessity for me. So this area was originally settled by Europeans in the mid-1800s, and then it was actually incorporated into the city of Winter Garden in 1925. And primarily things around here were citrus groves. Citrus farming was the main kind of industry around here. But then in the 1980s, there were actually 2 consecutive really hard freezes, 2 seasons in a row where it devastated the citrus industry here. So the town kind of sat empty, dead for, about 20 years or so. But around the early 2000s, some developers came in, and the land was actually worth more to sell to the developers and revitalize the city than it was to continue the citrus farming. Most of the citrus farming in Florida moved further south. The railroad had shut down by then, and so actually developers came in and sort of revitalized the city at that point. So about maybe 25 years ago, somewhere in there, it sort of became, or started to become, what you see today, which is the Plant Street is the center of the city. This is where the railroad did used to run. But in addition to that, every kind of shop you can possibly imagine. Restaurants, stores, ice cream places. There's a community theater here that puts on different shows throughout the year. All kinds of coffee shops and bakeries, the Crooked Can Brewery. So a lot of just revitalization of this area of the city took place in the early 2000s, and it has developed, it is continuing to develop into what we see today.
Yeah, so now that we've had something to eat, we'll take you on a walk through Plant Street, which is the heart of the downtown. And after that, we're going to take you over to this quaint little park that is right on the shores of Lake Apopka, because the city of Winter Garden is right on the shores of that lake. And just like that, the farmer's market is all gone until next Saturday. All right, after we finished our quick little tour of downtown Winter Garden, we drove over here to Newton Park, which is on the shores of Lake Apopka. You could walk over here, it is less than a mile, but we're going to leave and head home when we're done here, so we decided to drive over. There's plenty of parking here in the park. We've been here quite a few times and never had an issue parking. It's a quiet little park. I think it's been here for many, many years. It looks a little bit dated, but it's very well maintained. There's a lot of wildlife here at Lake Apopka, so it's one of the main reasons we like to stop by here and check it out. So we're going to walk around here in just a few minutes and see what we can find. Usually, just about every time I've been here, at least an alligator or two. So we'll see what there is. Lake Apopka is actually, it's either the 4th or the 5th largest lake in Florida. I've seen it listed as either one online, so I'm not sure which one, but it is a rather large lake. The entire north half of it is a nature preserve. There's no houses, no roads or anything. There is a wildlife drive that you can do around the north side of the lake that we're planning on doing sometime here in the coming weeks. So we'll try to bring you a video on that. But on the south side of the shore where we are now, there's been here for many, many decades, quite a few houses and Winter Garden that we were just in. So without any further ado, let's walk around and see what we can find for some wildlife. We found a couple of our alligator buddies. Hopefully they're showing up well here on camera. Never seen any big ones here. The largest one I ever saw was probably about 4 feet long. Right there. He's going straight to it. Or he was.
Oh, yep, I see it. What is it? Is it normal?
There's something right there.
Yep, I can see it.
They're all the birds are freaking out.
This shows us another mine.
Well, we're successful in finding our usual amount of wildlife here. I think we saw half a dozen alligators or
A
so.
lot of alligators. There was like a nest of water snakes of some kind. They didn't really look like water moccasins. I'm not sure what they were, but some kind of underwater snake. And Jeff ran the opposite direction.
I did.
From those. He
I want
doesn't like snakes.
Nothing to do with snakes.
Lots of birds, a couple squirrels, turtles.
Yeah.
Lots of fish. What else do we see?
Yeah, and you can probably hear I believe the crow behind us
so
that's
too, yeah.
not too happy about something that's going on.
Yeah.
We should mention it is free to get into this park. I believe it's open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week. besides the nature stuff that we've shown you, there are public bathrooms, there are plenty of picnic benches, there's a playground, there's plenty of open areas if you wanted to play like frisbee or soccer or anything like that.
Yeah, there's like a little gazebo where you could have a little birthday party or something underneath it, probably, or something along those lines as well.
Right. So, like I said, when we're in this general area, it's one of our favorite places to come to. A lot of times, we'll just grab something to eat and we'll come eat it out here and
Yeah.
just spend a little bit of time.
Well, we were both working from home during the pandemic, and so our lunch hour was like we could leave the house finally, and be out in public. We'd pack a bag lunch and come down here and sit on the pier. Lots of times on the lake, there'd be a little bit of a breeze, lots of birds and alligators and fish to watch while we were doing it, just for a little break in our mundane pandemic day.
Right. And we usually wrap up with final thoughts. I don't know if that's necessarily appropriate because it's not our first time seeing this area or Winter Garden, but is there anything you want to add about downtown Winter Garden or Newton Park?
Not really. I just want to mention that this is going to be the first in a series of videos that we're going to do about Central Florida. For those people who either come to Central Florida for the parks,
The theme parks.
right,
Yeah.
the theme parks, or and just want a day or two out of the parks, which sometimes is nice to kind of break up that part to your vacation as well, or if you just want to come to Central Florida and you're not interested in the parks as well. Like, we love Disney and we love Universal. It's part of the reason we moved here, but we also really love all the things there are to do that people don't really know about because Disney and Universal kind of sort of just take over everything that everybody
Right.
knows about the Metro Orlando area. But there's a ton to do around here.
Right. So if you are a local resident and you think there's something that we should see in the area or you want us to film a little bit about, let us know. Otherwise, we're going to share in the coming weeks some of the things that we've discovered in the local area. Thanks for watching, as always, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends if you think they might be interested as well. Have a great day.